So why do I think that street justice doesn't work? Because people want to be bad men when they're in fact Two-Face. Damn! That's bars, man! Can I say that shit to myself? I don't care, I'm gonna say that to myself. Bars, man. yo. So after dedicating a full week to a topic that exhausted me to a core, of course I had to go along and just make a great life decision. I went to Reddit. Although I stumbled upon a video that it would actually be very interesting to express my distrust in the so-called street justice system.
Yeah, come here, Mark. I know who you are. What's your name? Me? Yeah, what's your name? Mike, that's your name? Can you just do me a favor real quick? I'm not a police officer, right? I'm not a cop.
Yeah.
So I can't detain you or nothing.
You know this shit is gonna be good when someone starts with a line of like, I can't detain you because I'm a cop. Then why are you talking to me? Why is this a thing? You wanna play a cop? Go to like download GTA 5M or something like that and be a cop there. Why are you doing this, man?
If you want, I mean, are you filming me?
Yeah, I'd have to do it for my safety. Can I ask you some questions though? Alright, well basically, can I see your phone? Do you mind if I see your phone? Do you have Meet Me app on your phone?
A Meet Me app? No.
Yeah. Can you show me that, please?
Show you what?
You don't have Meet Me on your phone. Text the decoy phone right now. I'm gonna text his phone. Text his thing.
What is this? What's this about?
Just can you text the Meet Me?
I have
can you go to the
time
apps?
for this shit. Like, what's this about?
Listen, can you just show me the app and you go to your apps?
I don't have to show you. That is my app.
I mean, I can call the cops if that's
what are you calling the cops for?
Because I have the whole chat log. So do you want to just show me and we could talk about this?
Meet me what? I don't know what you're talking about. I'm going to detox right now.
Bro, you're gambling with your house right now, man. You really don't want to be known as the guy who's gonna bother someone who's trying to get their life right on track. I guess I haven't told you the title of the video, but I think you know where this is going.
Let me see that picture.
Her fart face when she recognized, like, ooh, we kinda fucked up here.
Pull that picture up real quick.
How about you take that camera out of my face?
It's legal. I don't
give a fuck what it is, dude. Like, you're sitting here filming.
Well, listen. Someone's here to meet a 14-year-old girl, okay?
It's not me, bro.
Listen, I'm just telling you. I caught a
Hand to God, dude.
44.
I do time. Like, I don't with that kind of shit. Like, I'm going to detox right now.
Bro, when you see a guy going like, oof. Because that's not signs of tweaking, that's someone getting ready, okay?
You don't drive, right? Hell no.
No, dude.
That's what I'm saying. That can't be. You don't drive.
Destroyed. I just relapsed like 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, well, don't stop destroying your life, man.
Now this kid's not answering the phone.
Don't destroy your life, bro.
Well, I hope you fucking catch the guy.
Yeah, man. He probably just seen me. He just probably seen me do this.
What did he say?
You got a picture of the guy?
Hold on.
I didn't hear an apology, did you? So as you may have noticed, this is the example, like a perfect example of someone trying to do some police work. And would you look at that, the man is innocent, but I'm gonna live stream this. It was a live stream, so everyone presumed this guy to be, what word can we use that YouTube is not gonna, prep, we're gonna call it prep, right? That goes around for children, and not even a single apology, not a sorry, nothing. Bro, you're so lucky. Not only this guy doesn't wanna, you know, go at it, he even wants to kind of help you or hopes that you find the guy. Listen, you got lucky. Because this could have been a very easy situation, like accusing someone of that kind of shit. Bro, that's a very heavy accusation right there. So you're wondering, why are you using that specific clip? What is so relevant about it? There's a few funny details that I should mention. So this guy's channel, and I kid you not. Yes, I went with that joke. I kid you not, this guy's channel is called PP Mess. I ain't joking, man. This guy has such a really good, like, at least it didn't invert the names, okay? But if you're probably still not thinking like, that doesn't spark a bulb in my head, maybe you would like to know what PP stands for. And no, it's not the reason why we all laughing for. It's because it stands for. Now you maybe start clicking a little bit because you remember a story of a guy who really liked cupcakes that ended up being, at the very least, with a guy with the same name. I don't know if they're connected. Also, if you believe that me, a 22-year-old, looks like a 32-year-old, you're way old, man. Look at this motherfucker. This guy looks like he already went through 3 divorces and he's 20. So don't come at me thinking that this is bad, okay? That there's worse. But these happen often, and the biggest issue that I have with these is that they come up with this attitude of like, you know, trying to help. So please explain me why you have a fucking monetized channel that there's nothing below 10,000 views, right? Really good bang. So assuming that 61,000 view video that is half an hour gets a $4 CPM, which would be very low, $244 for that. For 30 minutes of unedited video, no effort whatsoever other than conducting this investigation. And going back to that story of the Cupcake Eater that we had and I covered in my channel, you probably remember that the guy was in fact guilty, but there was actually no case whatsoever. And as far as I'm concerned, the guy is still walking free. Or rolling free, or whatever the fuck he calls that shit that he does. Whatever that is, he's still doing that in a free manner. Here's the thing that I have with these cases, okay? With all this street justice and guys pretending to be the police, which is the most cringiest shit that I can possibly think of. But here's the thing. We can't go on protests and shit like that. We can't be asking for the police to follow the book and then take a piss at the book at the same time. We can't possibly ask them to follow the guidelines, to do the things by the proper means, and then we expect that, hey, you know what, if the court and police fails, here we are in last instances. And a lot of people agree with that, right? A lot of people think that, oh, the courts didn't do a good job, the police didn't do a good job, so maybe, in last case resort, this wouldn't be a bad idea. And this is where people start to get into this rabbit hole of thinking that any solution is better than none, right? Here's the thing with street justice, though. Usually it doesn't target the, you know, the proper people. We already had instances of people who actually, it cost their whole lives. People who were not involved in anything that people were claiming, but because the crowd is usually not very collected when it comes to emotions, well, they met a really, really sad ending, I guess. So why do I think that street justice doesn't work? Because people want to be bad men when they're in fact Two-Face. Damn! That's bars, man. Can I say that shit to myself? I don't care. I'm gonna say that to myself. Bars, man. yo. And hell, you can actually become literally physically Two-Face if you start doing this shit. This guy is very lucky that goes all these encounters and he doesn't mess with the wrong kind of guy. Because some might rearrange your half. Let's call it that. Okay? So why am I using this analogy? Well, for those who actually have a life and they're not geeks like me. Two-Face would be this kind of guy that he was a lawyer, all for justice, all for following the book, until one day he messed with the mob. So his body got split in half when it's burned, and yes, I would say that it's the whole half, so imagine... And he has one side that is still the old Harvey, right, which is his name, the guy who still is a lawyer and wants to bring justice to the world, but then you have the other half that kind of wants that, but wants it by any means necessary. And in the end, he decides people's faith on a coin toss. And you don't want to believe it, but basically society is that way. Society will toss a coin. And one day, it could be someone that you truly hate and maybe guilty of what you think they did. But another day, it could be you. Someone who didn't do anything at all. If you want an example of how a society like that would work, look at Twitter, okay? Where everyone is guilty of something. And obviously the people who are accusing at some point will become the victims of what they claim. Where everyone but me is guilty of something. What they don't realize that everyone will have the same mentality and you will be put in the crosshairs as well. And listen, for these reasons, I can't honestly trust people. I just can't. I can't rely on society that, yes, I know it sucks. Sometimes the police lets people go. Sometimes the courts dismiss actually guilty people. I understand all that. And it's frustrating to see people get off pretty easily. But believe me that you don't want to be responsible for an innocent life to be ruined. It must be one of the worst feelings in the world. I mean, imagine going through a life, treating people the way they deserve to be treated, right? You pay your taxes, you feed your family, you go to work at the same hour every day, and you're a good employee. You walk the dog, even do charity, and in the end of the day, someone might still pull you over and just deliver violence for no goddamn reason. For something that you never did. Hold on a second. That's already happening with the police. Now imagine with a bunch of knuckleheads that have no clue how the law works. With no identification, nor any sense of accountability. Do you really want to roam the roads like that? Because lucky for us, these knuckleheads are not a lot. now. But imagine if people were more lenient when it comes to vigilante work and stuff like that. It's just, to me, it doesn't work. Shit, now that I'm thinking, for example, Trisha, right? The whole discussion that she had, and I'm pretty sure already touched this subject, but I saw it when she published that video, that defends that, you know, girls should not date anyone because of the Keemstar story. Girls shouldn't date anyone older when they're below 25. The age of consent should be 25, but then for men it's 30, which is bonkers for anyone who has true brain cells kicking in, which I don't think that's what would describe Trisha. But are you comfortable? Because a lot of people think like street justice is me, is my judgment. I have good judgment. Most don't. And most people think like you, that they have good judgment, but in the end of the day, they aren't. But the reality is, the world is full of Trishas. Ugh, that sounds terrible. No, you still don't believe me. Remember that guy that doesn't look like 20 at all? The one that went after the Cupcake Man for trying to mess with kids? Well, he wasn't the most adequate with the people that he worked with either, let's say it like that. And he was very fond of a certain word. I don't think you guys know that one. But yeah, that would be your justice makers, right? Those very flawed human beings that you would cheer on, and a lot of people did. Luckily though, a lot of people understood the other side of the coin, and then they understood like all this vigilante work, well, maybe it's pushing people out of consequences, let's say it like that. And that's why we have courts, and that's why we have police, no matter how much they screw up sometimes. It's the only method to go. Otherwise you're gonna have a second Cupcake Eater, where the guy is, you can see, the proof is there, but because the proof was obtained in such an awful way, with no police collaboration, no one can take this guy in. And thank God that's not happening, that police are not popping up. Okay, well, you have screenshots. Oh yeah, my guy, Twitter is absolutely racing you. We don't care, you're going to jail. You don't want that kind of society. But yeah, like the video, please. Those really help me out. Okay, subscribe if you like these style of videos, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.